Hi, I'm Dana Wilco's Health Literacy Educator for the New Orleans Public Library. Welcome to our virtual How Do You Cook Dat program in partnership with Xavier University and the Broadmoor Improvement Association. And it's sponsored by the Network of National Library of Medicine's All of Us Community Engagement Network. Please be sure to check out nolalibrary.org for more virtual programming and e-resources, including how you can find information to sign up for a 45-minute in-person library session at a branch near you. Today we're joined by Joya Barconi of Liberty's Kitchen and owner of Greasy Nola Catering, as well as Dr. Nabila Faridi, pharmacy resident at the Xavier University College of Pharmacy, as well as Jade and Jasmine, students at the Xavier University College of Pharmacy. Today, Joya is going to be presenting us with a recipe using items from the Broadmoor Improvement Association Food Pantry. The pantry is co-operated with the Broadmoor Community Church and Second Harvest. It's open on Mondays from 10 to 12 and Wednesdays from 1 to 3. Are you guys ready for a fall-inspired meal?
Yes.
All right,
so today we're going to be making a skillet garlic and rosemary chicken with a fall hash. Out of your box, you're going to need some apples, 1 clove of garlic, 3 to 4 plums, some potatoes. You'll also need some chicken, garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, nutmeg, salt, rosemary, and Creole seasoning. You'll also be needing olive oil and some unsalted butter. And Dr. Faridi, can you tell us a little bit more about olive oil?
So one of the things from this recipe is when we use butter in the pan to cook the chicken, we could replace it with olive oil. And the benefit of replacing the butter with olive oil or doing a 1-to-1 ratio is to reduce the saturated fats in the recipe. And now we're going to talk about healthy and unhealthy fats. We have our students from Xavier University of Louisiana College of Pharmacy.
Some healthy fats that we have. First we have monounsaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, and omega-3s. So polyunsaturated fats, these are mostly found in plant-based oils. Therefore, sunflower seeds are a really good source of polyunsaturated fat. Monounsaturated fats, these can be found in seeds as well. So sunflower seeds can contain these. Omega-3 oil, that's also a healthy fat for you. So some omega-3 fat can come from fish. And the good thing about healthy fats, these can decrease your risk of high cholesterol as well as type 2 diabetes.
Your unhealthy fats usually include your saturated fats and your trans fats. Saturated fats can be found in animal sources such as the red meat, poultry, and full-fat dairy products. These saturated fats raise your high-density lipoprotein, or HDL, which is your good cholesterol, and they also raise your low-density lipoprotein, which is your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. These two things can put you at risk for experiencing cardiovascular events. And trans fats, however, may be found in small amounts in some foods, but usually result from having oils from a process called partial hydrogenation, which is a food processing method. And these lower your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, but they can raise your total blood cholesterol levels, your triglyceride levels, as well as your LDL levels, which also puts you at risk for cardiovascular events.
All right, let's get this chopping. The first step you want to do is take and dice your apples. So the most common thing that people start off doing is cutting your apple straight down the middle, but then you get your core in the middle of your apple. So what I like to do is take and cut around the core into a little box shape. And if you want to, you can hold on to the core piece for a snack for later or discard it if you like. Next, you're just going to take and slice your apple down the middle and then make small diced pieces. Always remember when holding your knife, never to hold it by the blade, always hold it by the handle. Make sure you have a really good grip on it and make sure to claw your fingers when you're cutting things so that way you don't cut your fingertips off. And then once you have diced your apple, you can put it into a small mixing bowl. Next, you're going to cut your plums. Same thing as before with your apples, your plums have a small seed in the middle, so you want to cut around it. Plums are really soft, so people tend to bear all of their weight down when they're cutting. So try not to use the weight on your blade, use the weight on your wrist. Instead of pressing down with the blade, you want to just press down with your wrist and glide your wrist along the fruit or vegetable that you're cutting, especially if it's super soft. And once you have cut your plums, you can put all of your plums in the exact same mixing bowl as your diced apples. The next thing we want to cut is potatoes. So a lot of common mistakes people make with potatoes is they want to cut them anyway. You need to get a flat surface because potatoes are round. So what you want to do is take your potatoes and slice them vertically, and then flip them over to the flat side, slice them vertically again, and then slowly cut small pieces. And these small pieces you can also add to your mixing bowl with your apple and your plum. So what most people do when they get a bulb of garlic and they peel off the cloves that they need is they cut the end off and then peel all around it until they get to the part that they need. An easier way that you can do this, and also making sure that you're really safe when you're doing it, is using the blade of your knife, laying it flat on top of the garlic, and the palm of your hand, the bottom palm, and just slightly, and your garlic should smush open and you can peel all of the skin from around it. The next thing you want to do is prep your chicken. So I have here boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Feel free to use chicken breast if you like. And what you want to do is basically clean off any of the excess skin or fat that's along the side of the thighs. So you want to take your knife and gently run it across any part that you want to remove from your chicken. If you have a really sharp knife, please be careful of your fingers. And I'm using just the tip of my knife because it helps me guide. So the tip of your knife, when you use it, is almost like using a pencil versus the back of your knife, which is almost like using a saw. Well, now that everything's chopped and ready, let's kick our fall into full gear. So now it's time to cook our hash. So to your pan that should be on medium-high heat, you're gonna add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. All of our mixture from before, which is your potatoes, your plums, and your apples. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Give it a stir and cook it in your saucepan for about 7 to 10 minutes until it's nicely brown. And then we're gonna finish these off in the oven. So while your hash is cooking, the next step that you can do is go ahead and start the cooking process on your chicken. To my pan, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. After your butter has melted, you can add in your boneless, skinless chicken thighs, your garlic. Next to your chicken, you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of Creole seasoning, and 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary. You can use fresh rosemary if you prefer. After 7 minutes on the stove, add our hash to a sheet pan. Spread them out evenly to make sure that they cook evenly. And then you can put them into your oven at 365 for about 12 to 15 minutes. While that's in the oven, the chicken is gonna cook in the pan for about 12 to 15 minutes, or about 7 minutes each side until it's cooked thoroughly. So if you're fortunate enough to have a meat thermometer at home, you wanna check your chicken for doneness at the thickest part of the chicken and right in the middle, and your chicken temperature should be 165. If you don't have a meat thermometer, what you could do is cut your chicken thighs or chicken breast open, and you're looking for all white meat, no translucent or pink pieces of meat inside. So our hash is ready to come out of the oven. And now, plate it and serve it. So first you can put a little bit of hash on your plate. Then you want to place your chicken thighs or chicken breasts right on top. And then you want to get any pan drippings that you have left, such as your garlic and your rosemary, right on top. So this is a plate I definitely eat, but can Dr. Faridi just give us a little more of what a portion size would look like?
So the appropriate portion size for 1 serving is 3 ounces of chicken breast. So this is 1 serving. Additionally, if you would like to substitute the chicken with pork, this is the appropriate portion size, and this is 3 ounces of pork chop.
All right, and there you have it, skillet garlic and rosemary chicken with fall hash. It goes great with apple cider. And if you decide that you want to try pork instead of chicken, you're more than welcome to. Thank you for watching this video. Please leave a comment in the box below. Let us know what you think. Thank you to all of our partners. Thank you to our guests today who helped me from Xavier. And we hope that you enjoy your fall.